You're ready? Give me 1 second. Are you ready to go? You're on it.
All right, guys, good morning. This is session 2. Our presenter today is Dr. Anthony Ratkovic.
Good job. Good work.
He graduated from Loyola High School in Los Angeles, attended and graduated from UC Riverside with a Bachelor of Science in Biology. After working for 2 years in education and pharmacology, he began 3.5 years of chiropractic school. He began volunteering in an office during his first years of chiropractic school, and eventually he started working as an associate after becoming a doctor of chiropractic. After learning and gaining work experience at this office, he was able to purchase into a partner and present the office where he has practiced there since 2005. The title of this workshop is Putting the Care Back into Healthcare. Give a round of applause.
Step 1, before we do anything, because I'm a chiropractor, what you got to focus on? What do you think I do? Step 1. What do I normally do? Posture, right? Who has good posture?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. So let's do this real quick. Yeah, this is golden here. Okay, fun. Who wants to be my demo today? Good, perfect. I'll do you next. So grab a seat. Okay. How do you normally sit? What's your sitting posture like?
Horrible. I don't know yet. I haven't seen your posture. Let me see. Should I get your good camera picture? Good. Okay. Good.
Always something to work on. Scoot forward in the chair. More. Good. Bring your feet underneath you. How's that feel? Phenomenal. Best posture ever in life? Sure. It keeps your back up right here. Okay, especially for taller, bigger guys too. It's harder in these chairs, but the more you can get your feet underneath you, allows your body to sit more upright. At that point, you have more energy that way. White energy, because this is a long day for you guys. I feel like you're able to get exhausted by the end of the day. By doing this, it keeps your body up, more blood flow to your head, more thinking capacity. You don't wear yourself out. Just my 2 cents, all right? Any questions? Face that way too. Turn your whole check. That. Everyone see that? Good? And one more time. That's it. We'll go over if you want that. We're good. Okay, see. This is my 2 cents. You're going to be in a classroom all day long, which you guys are, right? It's painful every day.
Institutionalized till like you're 18 years old or something, right? Okay.
If you're going to be in healthcare, realize the school you're going to go through after high school, that's what you want to do. The goal is to make sure they weed you out, to be honest with you. Okay, the goal is to make sure you pass, but sometimes don't get anything out of it. Out of anyone watching NCAA basketball tournament right now? Like myself? Anybody? Okay. There's 64 teams entering the tournament, right? Okay. What percentage of the teams finish the Final Four? You do the simple math. 6.4%. Okay, well that's 10%. Be less than that, maybe 5%. Okay? If you want to be the top 5% in your class, if you want to be the top 10% in your class, which is what I would expect, that 10% does something with themselves afterwards to be so you can help other people, but also make a decent income off of that. Who wants to make money in healthcare? Me? I do too. Okay? So my biggest thing is, can you help people, serve people, and do the same thing? At that point, you're rewarded for that service. One thing is picking the right career. Even starting now. I did a talk with a graduate school in Claremont called Keck Grad Institute. These kids, and I call them kids because I'm 45, I'm ancient. A lot of it is they're looking into getting into med school in about 6 months to a year. They're applying to UCLA, USC, Stanford, Harvard, a lot of back schools, Baylor too, what I'm talking about. Okay, going through their what's it called, interviews right now. Okay, finish up the resume, they're basically one from the door. They just have to choose where they want to go. You have an advantage over them. The reason you have the advantage over them is because you guys are young and you have a lot of years left until you get into your graduate school program, after high school program for 1 and 2. The reason you have the benefit because now you have time to gain more experience. Okay? As a high school student, can you work in a hospital?
can volunteer.
You can volunteer. Volunteer. Volunteer, you don't get paid, right? But right now, as a high school kid, and some people do, how much do you pay for your own cell phones? Your own internet? Good? Good for you. Do you pay for any utilities at your house? You pay rent at your house? Good. Good for you. Okay? If you don't, you have a lot more income, a lot more time involved to spend doing volunteer work. If you pay for your own stuff, even better. If you're developing work ethic, and also value to make sure when you go to the next step for you, you're going to be able to have more passion for that. You don't have options sometimes. Okay, sometimes you have one chance to get through a program and that's it. I know people I graduated with, half of the graduating class 5 years after graduating was about 15 years ago, at that point they're doing something else, they couldn't hang. But they graduated with not $10,000 of student loans, not even 20 or 30, but $120,000 student loans, with no degree to back it up, no work to back it up. Not to scare you, realize you're going to do something, how to get focused right now, how to gain the experience and the knowledge. You get the knowledge now, the knowledge in high school, that's fine, but the experience to use that, those both, get yourself the next step, next step, next step. Okay, any questions about that? In school, phenomenal. Again, knowledge is great. But can we get to where we do some volunteer, maybe even 1 hour a week? And maybe 2. If you don't like that one, do this one over here. Okay? There's different options through your school, through your program, through the city even too, to go and help. Why is that important? Schools like that. And you gain the experience to actually see what you want to do. And you also get to figure out, what is my character? Can I actually, like this talk is called, can I care in healthcare? Can you go volunteer at a senior home for 1, 2, not where your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents or family are located, but somewhere different and go, can I volunteer for a couple hours maybe on a Saturday? And go talk to seniors. Okay, if you can do that and feel comfortable, that's one step in the door. You have the personality right now to help other people. If you're in healthcare, you have to want to help other people. Yes, you can make good money, but number one has to be helping people first. Again, people that I went to school with, they went in because they wanted to make money, they wanted to buy a Mercedes, BMW, plane, whatever it was too. Never something else, but they couldn't hang the understanding you have to help people first. Any questions about that? Experience. Which other word for volunteer? Internship? Okay. Finding a mentor for 1, 2. Someone can go, hey, I'm looking into this, can you help me figure out a good way to get in there? Find ways to not reinvent the wheel. Someone's done it, figure out how they did it, at that point backtrack. My story is in chiropractic school. By the time my chiropractic school is 10 semesters long, okay? It's grueling, it's not fun. You're in school from 8 in the morning until 5 at night, study all that night for the next day for another 8 hours. Saturdays, another 4 or 5 hours. So you have tests almost every day. First semester, we lost about probably 50% of our student population, and by the end of the school, under the 10 semesters, half our class had dropped out. That's beyond 5 years later, other people dropping out. So we graduated with maybe 25% of our class, we're still practicing now. The reason I say that because when you look into the next profession, is what does that school lead you to what type of job? And you can do the job now, figure out who's in that field that you like, that you can mentor that's successful in that field, and backtrack how they get there. What do they do when they're in school to get to that position where they are? When I was in school, we had things called, you know what yellow pages are? Remember those, the old ones? Your grandparents probably have them. And my parents still have them too. They're this big book, and I took the alumni list from my chiropractic school. Took the big book, the yellow pages. Went through the ad and said, okay, these students who graduated, they work here now, they have good ad. Because back then the ad was how much you put into it, how much you paid for it. That's how much you could afford. If they afford a good ad, must have a decent offer, you would think. Awesome, love me. Out of those 10, my alumni list, I took maybe 5 to answer the phone. Maybe 2 or 3 wanted me to come in and just go and volunteer, go talk to the doc, whatever it was. By the time I finished the first semester, my first, second semester, in my second semester I was volunteering in 2 places. And even though I was in school 8 hours a day, all week long, I found time on the weekends when I wasn't in school or studying. But at an event, I go to the event and help out. Again, just volunteer, maybe buy me lunch, something like that. It was something to where I can get in the door, them to get to know me, my personality, and build reputation with them over time so they saw that as a benefit to them. Okay? When you help out and go and volunteer or find a mentor or internship, is for your benefit or the company or business benefit? What do you think? Who benefits more? Well, what do you go in the door for? What should be your priority? What's that?
Yourself.
No, wrong.
Experience.
Wrong.
Helping people.
Nope. For their benefit. If you're going to go and volunteer at an office, I have 3 interns right now in my office, from Upland High School RP, Ballsview RP, is they're there for my benefit. Okay, when they're there for my benefit to help me move patients through the office, help do therapies, help run x-rays, help people get in and out of it because I run a quick office, my benefit first, then your benefit afterwards. If you're going to volunteer and go find your house you want to go to, or private or hospital it is, you figure out how do I benefit them first. I'm busy, I don't need people to help. I want you to help me first and then I'm going to help you. So the secondary benefit is you getting the experience, the shadowing from what to do in my office, the how things work, the terminology sometimes too. How do patients and doctorships actually work completely? You go with that, your secondary benefit is that. When you go into an office to volunteer, it has to be, how can I help them? What do you want me to do to make your job easier, your life easier? That's what it comes down to. Okay, again, this is just learning, right? I didn't know this coming in high school. I was like, I'm going to go swim, play football, and that's it. Go to college. So how do you understand, I'm going to go and find experience, well, how do I walk in the door? So these 5 days to the phone, who that I stuck with, I went and did workshops with them, worked in their office. They did fairs, I did fairs. They went somewhere to promote their business, I helped them out too. On my own time, I get paid for it. But how do I work with that? So by the time I graduated, I already had a job lined up ready to go. Half my class were still looking for a job when they graduated. So they spent, after they graduated, 6 months to a year with no income, no student loans anymore because now you graduated, not going to pay to sit at home. And at that point, just wasting time basically because they didn't have a job to walk in the door. But it took me 3.5 years of school, so about 3 years to build that relationship so they knew who I was to get in the door and stay there. Who has a job lined up after high school? We'll know where to go. Maybe, right? Maybe. Okay. But can you look at other options now so you're not forced into that? When you graduate, you got to do something. But now's the time, and it's only a few months to figure out where you want to go and volunteer here, here, and here. And out of those, if you say 10% is where you want to go, right? So you need to volunteer in 10 places to find that one place you want to like. So instead of maybe, it's 20%, maybe 2 places out of 10. But you need to go to 10 and go and stick your head out a little bit. You know, it's uncomfortable for me, but I'm going to go and do this. That point, see if it works for you or not. Some people actually went, as a chiropractor, went and got a job in another state. And they went there, they got there, they thought it was going to be good for them, and it wasn't. They had no idea what the situation was. What they can get paid, how the guy's going to work. They're like, so now let's go somewhere else while they're working, and they sell the family support, themselves the support too. Now's the time to start looking. Like I said before, grad students there at Claremont, they're in the door, right? They're already done. They have some experience, some that didn't. They're like, yeah, maybe not. But a lot of it is now to get that and find mentors for you that gets you in the door and keeps you there. Any questions about that? The difference between reputation and character, and your reputation and your character. What's the difference? Reputation versus your character.
Your reputation is how people kind of perceive you as for your characters who you actually are.
Exactly. People, what people think you are, your perception from their perspective. Okay. You build your reputation by doing things, by helping people, by serving people, by showing that you do care about what you do, applying your knowledge into it. So again, finding what you want to do. Okay, I think that's good for me. Go and find someone that does it, and then build a reputation with that person or persons to help them hire you down the line. So when you start out, even myself too, I worked as an employee for this office after I graduated for about 2 years. Gained experience, knowledge, and bought my own practice where I've been for 15 years now. So a lot of it is, can you yield up, even when I graduated, I was still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Okay? I watch videos. I go to talks myself too. I give a lot of talks. I do a lot of videos myself. I put a video out maybe once a day. It's crazy. I want people to learn what I do and learn how I do things. I'm videotaping this right now. I'm going to make this into a podcast and along with a live video on YouTube. I'll break that down to clips from the YouTube video too. So I'll have about 10 pieces of content on 5 platforms by probably next week. So I want people educated on how health works by these talks. All your students with these talks too. All of them. Any questions there? Nothing? Wow, it's amazing. Okay. School-wise, are you mostly juniors, sophomores, seniors? How many sophomores? Yes. Juniors? Yes. Seniors? All right, almost. All right, seniors, are you going to directly to 4-year college, 2-year college? What's your plan? Good for you. Good for you. Good. You?
Yes.
Same USD?
No, community.
Just want to make sure that right. Okay. And the reason is, it doesn't matter at this point if you gain experience while you go there to get your undergraduate, what they call G's done, or their general eds, get them done. It's painful. It's all painful. But if you want to get into a healthcare field, they require a state board exam that you can't take until you take enough classes to get there. It's just the way the system works right now. You want to make sure you're safe. The people around you do a background check on you, make sure you're not a lunatic, whatever it is. You want to make sure you have an education so you don't hurt somebody. Okay? I had to go through, I think, 4 state board exams, a couple practicals too, along with ethical exam, just to become a chiropractor. And now the state health department, what their job is, state health department, is to make sure I'm safe with my patients. Someone calls up on tomorrow and go, hey, but this chiropractor guy, he's crazy, he does these crazy videos. They'll come down to me and go, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, I'm sorry. Their job is to protect me from, or patients from doctors like myself. So realize you have, once you're in the healthcare field, you still have to be accountable to yourself for one, but also to people around you. You have to make sure you treat your people well. Okay? Talk about exercises too. All my patients, what I do with them is make sure they do routine exercise. Why is exercise good? Is exercise not good? Is anyone allergic to exercise? No, right? Human body. Tell me, how long has the human body been around? Think. How many years do you think? 2,000 years? Even longer maybe? Depends on what religion you belong to. But genetic-wise, human body's been the same for about 2,000. So it requires 2 things. One thing is motion for sure. Okay, hunters and gatherers, right? Our ancestors, cave people, whatever they call it, indigenous people, hunters and gatherers. They either hunt or they gather vegetables, fruits, and berries, whatever they call it. Okay. Our genetics are not different. Even though we sit in a chair all day, right? We talked about posture. You want to make sure you move enough. The reason we move enough is when our nerves are firing from our joints, from our body, okay, those nerves fire to your brain. When there's motion, the hormones in your body changes. When you don't move, the hormones also change too. You guys know what serotonin is, endorphins? Okay? If you're not going to figure it out in a second, do you know what catecholamines or cortisol is? Okay. Catecholamines and cortisol are your stress hormones. They fire when you watch a scary movie. What's a big scary movie out there right now? Is there one out there, or there's no more left? They made them all. Us? Yeah, my daughter saw that. She actually liked it. She likes scary cats. Okay? So there's us, right? If you watch that movie for the first time, you know what it is. You're like, oh my God, what the heck is this? For that split second, maybe, you'll have a higher heart rate. Your eyes will get very constricted. Your eyes will, your vasoconstrict. Your blood pressure goes up. And you maybe can't breathe for a second. That's called a scary movie. What happens in that instant, like hunters and gatherers, sometimes you're chased by a saber-toothed tiger, your body had to get the heck out of there. Okay? Or they would freeze like a rabbit or a deer in the headlights, right? That's your fight or flight response in your body. The reason it is, when it works well, your body stays healthy. This works better, learn more material long term, so these classes become easier for you. Short term, when you're under stress, catecholamines, cortisol, stress hormones increase. It gets all the blood to your extremities, your hand, your feet, to get the heck out of there. It gets your senses really tuned in to what sounds are around you. Where is the saber-tooth tiger coming from? Where can I run? Well, where can I run faster than Jimmy because he's slower than me? I don't know, whatever works. Okay? When that happens, that short term, not a problem. In and out, boom, scary moves over, you go home, you laugh about it later, hopefully a lot later. That's when you're done with it, right? Problem when you're stuck in the chair all day, and your brain's going the whole time you have to learn this class from this professor, this teacher, this teacher, you're like, my brain hurts. Well, lunchtime your brain hurts, right? My brain hurts at lunchtime. After school, same thing too. When you work out, you go from a stress state because your brain hurts from all the material not moving. You work out, you get things to more balance out. But it means that you drop the stress hormones, increase serotonin and endorphins, so now your body goes to a relaxed state versus the fight or flight stress state. So part of this is sitting up properly, moving enough for you. At that point, you increase your heart rate, move the blood through your body to get to a relaxed state. That's where your brain can think easier, absorb more material easier, and you stay awake. Important things to do, right? To learn material. At that point, school gets easier, not harder. So playing a sport, after school things too routinely, allows you, even if it's music too, music, yoga, whatever you want to do, that's when your body gets away from the school, go back to your class, you're like, now my class is easier, I can learn this now. You need that window, that break, getting this to work better, your body can absorb more material. Any questions about that? So motion in your body is very, very important. Motion for me is more of, in my patients is, how do I get their spine to move better? People come to my office with bad back pain, bad neck pain, bad headaches, bad leg pain, bad hand, arm, hand weakness, and numbness. They can't work because that's something. Okay? Flexibility, they can go to school sometimes too. Can't sit in the classroom all day. Or out to work too, or even drive with them. So my job, we alleviate that pain by making the spine move more first. That spine motion relaxes the nerves, so nerves that are irritated relax, and the body can relax. And I start them with how to stretch, how to strengthen. I want them to learn new habits they don't have already, how to get themselves healthier so they maintain that on their own. As a chiropractor, my job and as a health professional, educate my patients so I don't have to see them. It keeps me very busy. That make sense? I don't want to see patients. I want them better so I can see somebody else. That allows me to put information like this out there, my posture videos, some exercise videos. People will see that, and it makes them understand how to stay healthy. I brand myself with, if anything, build my reputation up, and so I was willing to help someone, not just come in my door every day. By doing these exercises, as you will do, and hopefully will continue that down the line, keeps your body overall healthy. So this works better right now. And the line physically, I push about 90 people around a day. I adjust about 90 people in my partner. I adjust people that are, I'm 190-ish, maybe about sometimes twice my weight, 400 pounds. I like jump up in the air like a ninja sometimes. Crazy. But the benefit is, I keep myself physically in shape to do that. Chiropractors, firstly, they go out because they injure themselves. Because they don't take care of themselves. They don't practice what they preach. I try to lift heavier weights, move my body around more, some cardio, I probably should do more, but I want to push that weight so I can push my patients around all day. I'm certified to teach even chiropractors sometimes too on a substitution basis, and that's my talk with them is, how do you stay healthy for your profession? That's when you get your body overall to stay that way. Okay? Who has done interviews yet? For colleges or for work, whatever it is. But yes, kind of work.
Right now I'm working at bowling alley, but I did interview at the school before.
Good. How did you interview? Good answer. When you interview with someone, do you look them in the eye? Right? You shake their hand with a firm handshake, which is their firm. When you're talking to them, do you do exactly that? Do you do this the whole time? Why?
Should engage.
Engage, and also it's mimicry. Like attracts like. If I do this, and I said, does that make sense to you? And you start nodding your head just out of instinct, they go, I guess I get it. It's everything. Okay? You want to make sure if you're going to interview for jobs like that and everything else too, you come in with an idea of what they want from 1, 2, how to help them first, And then the benefit is you get the experience while you're there. Okay? When you interview, say this. Let me move the camera for a second so I can see myself. I only have a few minutes left. They're going to cut me off. Sad. Here. Use the chair. Good, right here. When you interview, and I'll use that as an example. Right here. Grab a seat. If someone's, I'm interviewing, it's hard to see over there for you, okay? You can see? Everyone see? Good? And I'm interviewing a patient, right? Right here, they're like this, just like this. I'm doing the same thing. Well, I think it's important to the patient to have that, or an interviewee, or an employer. Why is it important to mimic their posture?
Make them feel comfortable?
Yes. Like attracts like. It's one of the universal laws out there. If you do what they do, at that point, it makes your life easier. Okay, this person's like me, they still like me. How do you know? Do you talk with a loud voice or a soft voice?
The softer ones.
Soft voice, right? Okay. So if someone has a soft voice talking to a patient, I want to gain their trust, because I'm a doctor, chiropractor, whatever you want to call it. Basically a doctor with a big student loan, that's what I call myself. Okay? I want to talk the same type of voice they have. The same, not only volume, but also speed of speech. Okay? They talk slow, I talk slow. They pause between words, I pause between my words. These certain words that aren't really words, I had one person call it, instead of sciatica, which is the leg came down the leg, they call it sciatica. I'm like, cool. How's your sciatica doing today? That's what they think it is, that's what we'll go with that. Or I have nerve pain. I have pain that goes to my head, but I don't know what it is. That nerve pain that goes through your head, do you know what it is? It's called this. So I guide them using their own language the whole time. Okay? By doing that, like attracts like allows you to gain their trust, so they see you as their friend per se, but they can understand you're communicating the same page. So the goal is really, and again, look at their eyes. If they change their posture, cross your legs. What do? Slightly, you don't want to overdo it, so you may want to just cross your feet maybe. If you feel comfortable, then cross your legs. Don't do it right away because that's weird. You know? Give yourself a second. At that point, okay, what are they doing? How do I follow them? Ask me a question.
How's your day?
My day's going well. How's your day going?
It's going well too.
Good. What did I do? I answered to say thank you. I repeated the question and asked how they're doing too. When you do that, when you talk, especially as young as you guys are, it's not expected. Okay? We have some extroverts out here that talk a lot, as you know. Okay? Most people don't. And I'm okay with that initially. But if you can gain that as old people call it self-esteem, self-confidence, gain that so you talk intelligently when you need to. At that point, that's my goal of my interns. Most interns come in like this. Like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want something wrong. I'm like, you're here to do things wrong. You're here to practice. I had one lady start crying on me. I'm like, what are you doing? I do that same mistake every day. I do the same thing. So how do we get them, like you did, open up and go, okay, that's okay with that. Then become a chatterbox. I'm like, then you just stop talking. So how do you gain that confidence, self-esteem? And you can watch my videos too with my intern, so that they understand it's okay to talk, make mistakes, and interact with other people. Okay? If you're going to shadow, especially in medical office for 1 and 2, make sure you go in there with the intent of, how do you want me to help? Can I talk to the patients? I give my interns full reign. Talk to the patients, converse with them, tell jokes, whatever it is too, and always leave anything else you need. Anything else you need from me or the doctor. Always leave with that open-ended question so you know everything they came in for has been answered. The best surgeons out there, do they get sued? All the time. Surgeons get sued all the time. They have to have good malpractice, which costs them probably $5,000. You got a receipt. Thanks for your help. Good job. You're even clapping, right? Contagious. 2 minutes?
I gave the wrong one. You actually have till 20.
What does 20 look like? Oh gosh, now this is my whole talking. Okay. So if we're doing this right, we're doing it the right way, I want to give interns and yourselves too a way to breathe and learn as you go. Okay, most people walk into a doctor's office, especially patients, they go, They forget half what they want to come in like, dang. Especially I've senior patients, the seniors who are 65 and over, sometimes called the wiser generation. They come in and they're like, I had something to tell you. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not going to waste your time or my time. Here's my cell phone number. Call me when you remember. I'll be in the table room over there. I'll come back and get you what you need. Seniors, if you talk to seniors, again, 65 and over, just the old generation one too, they're retired for the most part sometimes, but they want to be understood. And you talked with, probably about 2 weeks ago, with seniors about technology, right? The phone, the computer, how it works. How does it work in a doctor's office? Doctors are notoriously looking at their phone, on their iPad, putting information in, and that for me upsets because here's a relationship here. It's not here. So parents, especially seniors again, because they go to the doctors maybe once a week, sometimes twice a week, when they're older especially, is they're sitting in the office for an hour. You know, the appointment's at 3, they're at 3, they still have to wait for an hour. They get rushed back to the room. They're over here in the room. They're waiting for the doctor, another 10, 15 minutes or so. Doctor comes up, hi, Mrs. Jones. How are you doing today? How's your back? Oh, I have the wrong file. Hold on a second. Hi, Mrs. Smith. How are you doing today? They're like, already. So how do you avoid that? By doing this first. Then once you're done talking to the patient, then you go to the room and you write your notes. Or talk your notes, whatever you want to do. I for some reason, I'll go to a room and I haven't seen Mrs. Smith for about 3 weeks. How'd you trip to Florida to go with your cousin Johnny? I don't know where it is, somewhere up there. But over time, it takes time to get that. When you walk through, you know the person's history, you know the person's name, you know where they came from, you know what their expectations are. You know what exercise I did with them last week, you know what exercise I give them this week in your head. But it takes time to build that experience where it becomes unconscious. That's just time. Don't worry about that now. But can you follow or shadow someone who does that, where they do this, not this the whole time? Patients want to be perceived as understood, but also in their own mind understood, but also you understand them completely. Sometimes I walk in like, I forgot that. Okay. But at least they feel like they're being understood what I'm saying, so I understand how to help them in the future. Any questions about that? Most doctors spend maybe 3 minutes with a patient, and the relationship becomes even worse because they spend 3 minutes with the patient. I spend 3 minutes with my patients, and they get the best benefit out of it. Because I know what to do with them. There's no wasting time. If I can see 90 people a day, 100 people a day. It's not hard when you have a good system going. You understand what they need, walk through with that same expectation, get what they want, and get them out. Their time is valuable too. If you have to go to an office and wait for an hour for a doctor, it's not because the doctor is good, because the doctor's staff is lazy. They don't schedule people well. My stepdaughter had knee surgery back in October. She sees like the prime doctor. He's probably watched until right up with me. A lot of it is they go because, well, it's an hour wait because he's so good. No, he's just a lazy scheduler, his staff. Schedule people during his lunch break. He's not even there. Look at that. Because no one's that good. You're there to serve patients. Okay? If you're not there to serve patients, you're putting them in disservice, I think. So go somewhere, and again, you're going to volunteer, pick 5 places. You might like 2 of them. You may not like any of them, so find 5 more. But give yourself time to go to different places and figure out, even if you have your own doctor, okay, I like this doctor. Can I come and volunteer at your office? You go see a doctor, or an urgent care. Even at the school where you're going to, college-wise too, they have health centers. Go and volunteer there. Get the experience so you understand how that system works. The shadowing, the patient-doctor relationship is huge. You can't do that. It's not for you, and it's not for you. But you're old enough to have the capacity to learn that experience. If it's your personality, to use that to your advantage, to gain a career, to get into a career, stay in the schooling to get the career, and then do well afterwards, financially and also for your own personal benefit. Okay. Any questions about that? Nothing? All right. College-wise, are people going to focus in the future, not even right now too, on just getting a degree or also getting to a career? Because you realize getting to med school like these kids were in Claremont too, they've already done their 4 years of high school, 4 years of college, now 2 more years of grad school getting to a med school, which may be another 4 years, which may be another specializing more from 3 to 7 years. It'd be like 85 years old when they graduate, right? Or am I a bad mathematician? I have bad math. okay? But they'll be maybe about 30 years old by the time they graduate. Do you want to spend that type of time in school doing that, and the amount of money it takes? Right now, student loan money is free. You just got to apply, you get student loans, right? It's easy. But and then when you graduate, the problem is that then you want the money back. Ridiculous. What do you want to do that for? Is that nice? So you have to make sure you find a career that you're going to get into, you can afford student loans back, pay them back over maybe a 5-10 year period. I'm still paying on mine. That's the I'll pay it whenever I want to pay. A lot of this, can you do that over time so you don't pick a career like basket weaving or something that does nothing for you? Seriously, it doesn't. Or something where some people call it art history major, which is fine, but what do you do with that afterwards? Can you figure out where you're going to go to college and why before you can go to college? That makes sense. Do you want to do that versus go figure it out from there? You don't. At that point, you find out where you want to go, and if it's not there, great, pick something around there. Nursing, even x-ray techs are getting paid good money right now too, as a starting position. And gain more experience. I'm still learning. So can you continue to learn wherever it is? Where do most people learn? In a classroom or where else? Where else can you learn?
Hands-on.
What's that? What's that?
Hands-on.
Hands-on, right? Application. That's how I learn. I like watch YouTube videos. People learn that way, by listening, by watching. Even podcasts too, or audio. Whatever you can do when on your free time, can you do something at that point and learn while you're doing something else? I try to run the weekend or whatever it is still the weekend. I'll take my phone, put on a podcast, listen to a podcast. When you're going somewhere, when you're driving somewhere, do the same thing. What can you have in here to help you train for the next step, I had someone in my last talk I did for at CBU. She was wanting to be a veterinarian. So her free time, she watched YouTube videos on veterinarians. Watch shows, watch this. So she's learning as she's watching, some entertainment too, obviously, how to do that. What kind of situations they have, what kind of problems the animals have, and where she wanted to focus to. Without the application, without the experience, without getting some outside education from your classes, it's going to be hard to find the career you want. Classroom here in high school, at this level you're at now, the job is to make sure you graduate. That's it. That's it, right? How do you worry about yourself? Be selfish now. What classes do you want to focus on? What interests do I want to do? What kind of volunteer do I want to do? So the next step, I know where I want to go. Most people want to go to community college or four-year college. Great. What do you want to do afterwards? How do you experience that? If you're looking at home too. If you're looking at home, you have time to go and volunteer. You don't have a lot of bills to pay for. I have like 5 cars, so it helped my auto insurance alone is just someone's car payment, someone's house payment. Crazy. Don't do that to yourselves. Avoid that. Don't make mistakes. Too many kids. Okay? Any questions yet? Who watches videos on YouTube about what you want to do? Good. What do you watch?
Psychology.
Good. Why?
I want to be a psychiatrist.
Good. How many classes does it take to become a psychologist? Not a joke, it's just sounds like a joke, right?
Yeah.
How many classes?
I don't know.
A lot. How about units of outside, you call them internships or those hours too? A lot. Just say a lot. A lot. Plethora. That's a big word, plethora. Okay? Can you find a psychologist, psychiatrist now to go and volunteer, intern, watch their videos exactly how to do what they want to do, the way it takes? I did a talk at a high school locally in my area, and we had it was a split room, so we had 30 minutes for me, 30 minutes for him. He was a psychologist. He was like, and his talk was, don't be a psychologist. It takes way too long schooling. He's like I think it was reverse psychology, trying to talk kids into it, but it wasn't. A lot of it was, he was like, it takes so many years of school, so many hours of schooling afterwards, they do so many intern hours. I'm like, what is he doing? But he was telling, hey, it's not easy. We all want to help people, right? But you have to find something you can do and do it for a long run. When you're a psychologist, people don't go, hey, how's it going? Had a great day today, I'll see you tomorrow. What do they do?
It's a deep, things you have to carry, what they had to carry for the rest of the day.
So all we did right there, posture, everything else too, has to be on point. Okay? If you deal with their problems, they don't come in like, I had a great day today, I'll see you tomorrow. It's problems. You have to be able to handle that psychologically yourself so you don't burn yourself out. Come home with your problems and yell at your dog all day. If you have a dog runs away. I run away too. So how do you get this? How do you look at the back end? Okay, what's When I became a chiropractor, mine is, what do people not like about chiropractors? That was my intro. What do people like about dentistry or dentists? I want to find what's the worst, what do they don't like, how do I avoid that so I can still do well over here? What they don't like, especially students too, can I handle that and still like the profession? Because schools, what do psychology schools do, for example, not profession? If it's a graduate program for 1, 2, what's the school's job? What's that? Teach it, but how do they get you in the door though? How do they get you to go to their school?
Advertising.
What's that?
Advertising.
Advertising. Is advertising positive or negative? Positive, right? Their job is to get you in the door. That's it. You're going to tell you about the problems they have, all the kids who drop out, all the suicides afterwards because they can't handle it. That's negative marketing. So you want to make sure you find out for yourself through people in that field that you know or can know or look up or call, and or people who are on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want to call it. At that point, find out what the positive and negative is so you don't get sucked into just the positive, spend thousands of dollars, and not realize, oh, that negative, I'm out. People are graduating again. They're not doing chiropractic care, but they have to do load. They go up to Knoxville every day. Hey, how are you going to pay this thing back, buddy? I don't want to be that person. Or you either, too. That's why you're here. Okay? Learn the techniques. Shadow, volunteer, whatever you want to call it. Find a mentor. Find someone who's willing to help you. If they're going to help you, they're confident in their field. Perfect. I like the 1 minute picture. At that point, you're confident in their field. If you're going to have to, again, you have to find people. You're going to have to search for several people. At that point, if they're not confident, that one, no, I don't have time to give up. Don't shadow with them. Avoid them. They're the negative. Find someone who likes their profession. Find out what you want to do. At that point, go and help them first, and then they'll teach you what they do because they're confident what they do. All right. Any other questions, answers, statements? Good. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Chiropractic. Anything out there if you want to. Call me, text me, whatever. Come and shadow if you want. If you have a break, I had kids come in this last week because I had a client they came and volunteered. If you guys can let me know. Have a good rest of the day, guys.